Previously recognized as one of the safest countries in Latin America, Ecuador has undergone an alarming transformation, shifting from a peaceful state to one of the most dangerous. The homicide rate, which was 5.84 per 100,000 people in 2018, surged to 26.1 per 100,000 people, placing it between the rates of Colombia and Peru. Ecuador's former reputation as an island of peace in the region has been dismantled due to a series of disturbing events, including recurrent states of emergency, widespread riots in prisons, murders, and escalating violence associated with cartels and gangs. This video aims to examine recent events and gain a better understanding of the current situation in the country. On a daily basis, Police Major Stalin Armijo makes it a routine to call his wife before embarking on patrol duty in one of the world's most perilous cities. Despite having taken up this position 8 years ago, his family continues to reside several hours away in the country's capital, Quito. Due to the intensifying drug war in what was once a tranquil town, he finds himself visiting them only once a month. He emphasizes that the current level of danger in Guayaquil makes it unsafe for his family to join him here. The city, once known for its tranquility, has now become a battleground in an escalating drug war. For Police Major Stalin Armijo, the risks have soared, making it a challenge to bring his family to Guayaquil. Despite his commitment to duty, the separation from his loved ones weighs heavily on him. The drug-related violence has transformed the city, forcing him to limit family visits to. In 2021, Ecuador faced a grim reality as its murder rate doubled, surpassing previous records with more than 2,400 lives lost. Nowhere was this impact more pronounced than in Guayaquil, where daily life has transformed into a struggle for survival. Over the past 2 years, Mexican cartels, namely the Sinaloa and Nueva Generation, engaged in a ruthless proxy war by supporting rival Ecuadorian gangs. Their aim was clear: to establish complete control, and the ease with which they infiltrated businesses facilitated a surge in gang recruitment. The consequences reverberated throughout Guayaquil, affecting the local population profoundly. Escaping the pervasive violence became nearly impossible for residents. The Mexican cartels have firmly established their presence in the city, leaving Guayaquil's police force to grapple with the first-hand impact on the ground. The quest for survival has intensified, casting a shadow over the daily lives of the community. In response to the escalating violence, local law enforcement in Guayaquil has found itself on the front lines of a relentless battle. The cartel's proxy war has left the city grappling with unprecedented challenges. As businesses became unwitting battlegrounds for control, the recruitment efforts of rival gangs surged, creating a vicious cycle of violence. The once peaceful streets of Guayaquil are now marred by the far-reaching consequences of this drug war. Residents, caught in the crossfire, navigate their daily lives with a heightened sense of caution and fear. The city's police force, faced with the daunting task of maintaining order, has felt the impact firsthand. As the Mexican cartels solidify their presence, the struggle for control not only involves criminal organizations but also poses a direct threat to the safety and well-being of the community. The coming months will likely test the resilience of Guayaquil's residents and law enforcement as they grapple with the complex web of challenges woven by the drug-related violence that has cast a dark shadow over their city. Mitigate the potential dangers they might face. We receive sudden news of an incident unfolding across town, more bodies strewn on the streets. A phone call confirms a shooting right in the heart of Guayaquil. This middle-class neighborhood, once deemed safe, now witnesses scenes that are sadly becoming all too common. The gathered locals hear from the police that a man attempted to rob a cafe, sparking a shootout with the officers. Tragically, both lost their lives, with the officer succumbing in the hospital while the man lies on the ground. In this city where weapons have proliferated, such scenarios have become the daily reality of Guayaquil. The once perceived safety of this neighborhood has eroded, leaving no one immune to the pervasive threat. Among the onlookers, the somber realization sinks in: this is the new normal. The fallen officer, Freddy Las Velas, served for 16 years and was a member of the anti-narcotics unit. His death is mourned not only by family but also by colleagues who often find themselves outgunned and outnumbered in the line of duty. The emotional scene unfolds at his burial, with the officer's wife and kids by the coffin, embodying the collective pain felt by the entire police force. The city, gripped by a wave of violence, continues to grapple with the toll taken on its guardians. Amidst the echoes of gunfire and the growing toll on law enforcement, the emotional scene at Freddy Las Velas's burial underscores the harsh reality faced by the police force in Guayaquil. The mourning family and tearful colleagues pay their respects to a dedicated officer who fell victim to the city's rising violence. As the solemn ceremony unfolds, the collective grief permeates the air, reflecting the challenges that law enforcement in Guayaquil confront daily. Outgunned and outnumbered, officers like Los Valles put their lives on the line in a city where the presence of weapons has become alarmingly pervasive. The incident at the cafe, a microcosm of the broader issue, highlights the precarious balance the police must strike between maintaining order and confronting the ever-present danger. The once secure middle-class neighborhood now bears witness to the harsh truth that safety can no longer be taken for granted in Guayaquil. In the wake of this tragic incident, questions linger about the effectiveness of measures to curb violence and protect those who serve on the front lines. As the city grapples with this new normal, the legacy of fallen officers like Freddy Los Valles serves as a stark reminder of the sacrifices made in the relentless struggle to reclaim safety and security for the people of Guayaquil. The majority of gang members join during their teenage years, and in the midst of a drug war, they find themselves compelled to defend their turf. Controls a specific neighborhood, engaging in the sale of small quantities of inexpensive cocaine, often mixed with other substances. However, given Ecuador's role as a crucial transit hub, these gangs play a more extensive role by providing logistical support and security to their cartel superiors. The interconnected nature of these operations reveals the complex dynamics underlying the drug trade in the city. These gangs, operating as integral cogs in the drug trade machinery, represent just one facet of the multifaceted challenges the police confront. Beyond the local sale of cocaine, these groups are intricately connected to a broader network that spans from street-level transactions to the covert movement of large cocaine shipments through the city's ports. It's crucial to recognize that the majority of these gang members are recruited during their teenage years, and as the drug war intensifies, they find themselves thrust into the role of defending their territories. The neighborhood under the control of the gang I visited serves as a microcosm of the larger picture, a place where small amounts of relatively inexpensive cocaine are distributed, often mixed with other substances to maximize profits. What becomes apparent is that Ecuador, positioned as a pivotal transit hub, transforms these local gangs into essential components of the drug trade's logistical framework. They not only manage the local distribution but also provide vital support in terms of security to the higher-ups in the cartel hierarchy. As I delve deeper into this complex landscape, it becomes evident that the battle faced by the police extends far beyond merely apprehending street-level criminals. It involves dismantling an intricate web of interconnected activities that fuel the drug trade, with each gang playing a role in sustaining this illicit supply chain. Understanding these dynamics is essential for comprehending the formidable challenges that law enforcement in Guayaquil grapples with daily. It's a situation where individuals, gripped by fear, feel they have no alternative but to engage in the drug trade. This illicit industry continues to expand unchecked. A few days later, we witnessed the magnitude of the predicament confronting Ecuador's authorities, a substantial quantity of cocaine, a staggering 8 tons destined for Europe. State Governor Paulo Semena acknowledges the mind-boggling numbers now entwined in this narco-economy. The majority of the cocaine passing through Ecuador remains concealed within shipping containers bound for European ports. Guayaquil, in particular, bears the consequences of Europe's demand for drugs. While authorities might present seizures as triumphs, the celebratory mood proved short-lived. On a Friday night, news breaks of a significant incident with multiple casualties in the perilous Quasmo area near the river. A brazen attack, orchestrated by a group of armed men, has claimed several lives. The tension in the atmosphere is palpable. Conversing with a local journalist in the crowd, it becomes clear that the assailants arrived by water, swiftly executing their deadly assault before fleeing in a boat. Subsequent police confirmation reveals the grim reality of 6 lives lost in this shocking incident. The Friday night incident near the river, referred to as Quasmo, sends shockwaves through the already tense atmosphere. The brutal attack, carried out by a group of armed assailants arriving by water, leaves several people dead. In the aftermath, the community grapples with the harsh reality of the violence that has once again struck close to home. As the local journalist recounts the details, it becomes evident that the attackers executed their assault with ruthless efficiency, leaving no room for escape. The assailants, arriving in a boat, opened fire, causing chaos and tragedy in their wake. In the face of such incidents, the limited sense of security that residents may have had is shattered, exposing the ongoing vulnerability of the area. While authorities may tout their successes in intercepting drug shipments, the Quasmo incident underscores the persistent challenges that law enforcement faces in combating the broader. As the cartels adapt and evolve their smuggling techniques, with white bananas being the latest method, Guayaquil remains entangled in a web of violence, solidifying its role as a crucial smuggling route. The sorrowful aftermath of yet another young man losing his life to gun violence amplifies the pressing demand for immediate and effective solutions in the city.